Well, I bet you're all wondering what I think of the Metroid Prime 4 and Metroid 2 remake, official remake, that have just been announced. And I bet you're wondering what I think of that. Well, I'm going to let this little video clip from the Metroid Zero mission review kind of speak for me initially.
Yeah, get that music going! Oh yeah!
That's sweet of you, really, but that's not necessary.
Oh yeah! So good! So good!
You're not even getting it in your mouth.
Samus! Chug, 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 chug!
This is getting out of hand.
Right here! I like the way you look. That's what she said. Samus! Metroid! Metroid.
Yeah, I'm excited. So, I don't know, I guess this kind of caught me out of nowhere. Secretly, I was like, you know what, I kind of feel like it's time. Like, it's been 10 years, 10 years or something like that? Or 9 years since Metroid Prime 3? And the last time that we got a 2D Metroid was Metroid Zero mission. You know, if you don't count Metroid Other M in terms of the 2.5D aspect. So what do I think? Well, Metroid Prime 4, I think, was eventually going to come out. I think you couldn't really ask for a more consistent trilogy, in my opinion, regarding Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. Prime 4 is really exciting to me. I think that it's going to be one of those things where it's absolutely going to be worth the wait. And supposedly it's being developed in-house with Nintendo, which is very strange, especially since, Retro Studios has been teasing, all this stuff. And, I'm pretty shocked that Retro isn't handling this one, which actually really has me curious what Retro is working on. Regarding the other 3DS surprise, honestly, that blew me away. That took me completely by surprise. Just the fact that they've been working on this game for so long and it's finally coming out, and it's coming out in a matter of months, is super, super exciting. So I was just all smiles watching the trailer for it. When I saw the Prime 4 trailer, which, let's face it, it's not even a trailer, it's just a please shut up, we know that you want Metroid Prime or Metroid, it's being worked on statement. That's really what that was. And I really think that if they didn't put something out this year at some point, I kind of feel like heads were gonna roll. I really do. But that's just, I don't know. You can only go so far when it comes to stretching out a fan base's interest. Think about it this way. Think about, if Zelda didn't get a game released, every year, which is pretty much it. For the most part, almost every other year, there's a new Zelda game that comes out. You can pretty much be sure of it. Same thing with Mario. There's a new Mario game every other year. Those are their main franchises, and I get that. But I don't know. Think about it like that for all the people that are like, oh, who cares? This is a big deal. It's a huge, huge deal for Metroid fans. So I couldn't be happier. It's really a very, very exciting time to be a Metroid fan. Regarding the remake, I understand that it's being worked on by Mercury Steam, who, let's face it, most of you who watch the channel know my feelings on Lords of Shadow for the Castlevania Lords of Shadow games. I'm willing to let bygones be bygones and give them a fair shot. I also think that Nintendo's going to have a much shorter leash when it comes to third-party developers, and I think that gameplay-wise the game will be very strong. As far as if they make any major changes to Samus, I don't think they're going to. I also don't think that it's going to stray too far from the Metroid lore, involving the Galactic Federation or anything like that. I don't think they're going to get into any of that stuff that was probably addressed in Federation Force. I think that it's, for the most part, going to be just a standalone Metroid 2 remake. Regarding an AM2R or another Metroid 2 remake, I'm almost curious as to whether or not Nintendo approached the developer of it and was like, yo, cease and desist, but also just a heads up, you're signing this NDA, and just as the reason why we're doing this is because of Metroid 2's remake, which is coming out at some point. I'm wondering if he was in on the loop about it. A lot of people on Twitter have been asking that if he knew, if the developer knew about that, but I don't think so. I'm curious, but you know, who knows? That's about it. I mean, just phenomenal news, great stuff. I also want to add about the amiibo, the Metroid and Samus amiibos that are coming out look fantastic. Samus's shoulders look a little huge, but overall those are really, really cool. So I'm excited for those. I'm curious if they're gonna do a 3DS XL, like a new 3DS XL special edition to commemorate the release of the game, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it at this point. It would be a great way to get people interested in the game. Also, I'm really curious if the game will be compatible with the new 3DS XL, like if it's going to be locked to that game system, or if you can play it with an older Nintendo 3DS or Nintendo 3DS XL. So I'm curious about that. I guess we'll find out soon. But yeah, I wanted to make something, you know, just a short little video and just talk about how I felt about the whole situation. And leave your comments below. I'd love to know what you guys think. And I will see you all on the flip side.